Hi, everyone. I'm Dave Bovin. I serve as the Dean of the School of Business and Technology at Chipola College. This is an exciting time on campus. We have many courses that are happening. We have new courses being planned, and we have students engaged with online activities and in the classroom. We're trying to bring some of our current events and activities to you through our CCTV activities, and we're excited to have stakeholder involvement. We have students engaged, staff engaged in the process, and we'll have faculty as well. Our intent is to bring in community participants and really to share our best practices and to try to keep our great momentum progressing. So we have one segment that we begin each week called our School Business and Technology Weekly Tech Topic. And during that, we actually introduced virtual reality, Google Cardboard's VR. And for this segment, we thought we would begin our inaugural School Business and Technology Weekly Biz Tech Talk. And today we would have two students engaged in the process. We have Ben Bridges, who is an assistant with the School of Business and Technology and a student as well, working, helping us with our grant work that we're focusing on advanced manufacturing activities. And he'll be interviewing one of our all-star students, one of our good friends, Jeremy Porter. So this time, let me introduce Ben and Jeremy.
Hi, welcome to the weekly Biz Tech Talk. I'm Ben Bridges, and I am here interviewing Jeremy Porter, an all-star student within our degree programs. Jeremy, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good, Ben. Thanks for having me.
Glad to be here. So what are you seeking in terms of a degree here at Chipola College?
So currently, I'm a bachelor's student. I'm working on a degree in information technology under the business program. It's been a lot of fun, I have to say. It's been a lot of work, but it's been great.
Glad to hear that. And what specifically are you seeking information in the most? Like, what are your main interests in the bachelor's that you're in?
I'm heavily focused on technology, new emerging technologies mostly. Like, I like to focus on computer hardware and new cutting edge things that maybe aren't even really being taught yet.
And what are some examples of these cutting edge technologies?
Well, there are certain things that the college is currently actually doing, things like 3D printing. I actually built a 3D printer myself.
Wow.
Bought it as a kit and pieced it all together over a couple weekends. I'm also looking at things like blockchain technologies such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. I'm trying to work on like database center technologies, things like FPGAs and graphics cards and things like that.
Fascinating. So elaborate on building your own 3D printer.
That was a really fun project. It's a CME CNC Rostock Max V3. It's a, what is it called again? We'll cut that part, but it's
a Delta?
Delta, that's
yes.
it. All right. So it's a Delta 3D printer. It means it has 3 different axes, an X, Y, and a Z, that have stepper motors for each that will move the hot end that actually distributes the plastic onto the surface. So it was a lot of work. There was a lot of soldering, hours and hours of soldering. Every wire was bare. Power supply needed to be connected. Firmwares needed to be uploaded to the microcontrollers. It was a whole deal. Came in a little box, and now it's a 4-foot tall machine.
Fascinating. And what do you normally print with your 3D printer?
Lately, it's just been simple figures, things that are like prize trophies or knickknacks and toys. I really want to focus on usable prints, things that will actually do stuff. I was actually last night looking at a knife sharpener.
Interesting. What material would work with that kind of print?
So I mainly use a material called PLA, which is polylactic acid. It's a corn-based, plant-based plastic, but you can also use things like ABS or various other things, PETG, and flexible filaments. There's even options for copper or steel-filled filaments or even wood-filled filaments, lots of different materials. And that's some of the cutting-edge stuff that I'm into, right? New coming up, top-of-the-line material science, actually. Like, make things that you can't normally make any other way, that you can produce with 3D printing. That's not normally possible.
Very interesting. And you also said that you were very interested in blockchain technology. Would you care to elaborate on that?
Oh, I'd love to. Let me tell you. Blockchain technology is a very interesting, very new thing. Something that's only been around now for a little over 10 years. It's a combination of cryptography and distributed systems. You have a wide-ranging network of many people across the world that are all running the same software, that are performing security tasks to basically keep a global payments network running, but without the
Interesting.
involvement of a government or some organization that runs and controls all of this. It's a group of like-minded people that are all choosing to do the same thing.
So you're saying it's decentralized.
Right. So decentralization is a very big factor. It's something that I think sets it apart from something like PayPal or Bank of America. It's like a bank, but it's not a bank. It's kind of like gold, but it's digital. It's specifically talking about Bitcoin. It's something that has been around long enough now and has proven itself to be safe and secure, that you can actually trade amongst yourselves without having to use a credit card as the intermediary.
Very interesting. And what other technologies you regarded FPGAs?
FPGAs are way, way above my pay grade, but there's something that I kind of trying to tinker with. They're what's called a field programmable gate array. It's like a GPU, which is a general purpose like graphics card unit. It's something that would perform a specific task. An FPGA is something that's more open. It's actually a piece of hardware that you can program. You can take this piece of hardware and turn it into something for signal processing or something for video encoding, or you can program it to do blockchain Bitcoin mining, not necessarily Bitcoin mining, cut that part, it's not Bitcoin mining. It's something that's used for cryptocurrency mining. It can perform hash functions or machine learning programs, artificial intelligence. It's something I'm trying very hard to learn. It's difficult. It's a very baseline programming style language. It's directly tied to the hardware. So it's not like a C programming or something like that, or HTML, where you can run it in a web browser. This is something that you actually have to have the hardware to program it for.
So you're saying it's very low level to the point of almost being binary code.
Almost. It's the usual programming languages that people would use for this is Verilog or VHDL. These are programming languages only designed in the last 20, maybe 30 years, I think. And they actually are machine or human readable that gets converted into binary so that it runs right on the hardware. It's gates. It's things that are like the electron needs to be this high to do a certain function. It's very fascinating.
Very interesting. And with all of these technologies that we've talked about today, what are your thoughts on the future of how these will be utilized, and honestly, the future of technology in general?
Ooh, the future of technology is an exciting, amazing thing. It's why I focus so heavily on it. I think it's maybe the most important thing in our world right now. It's
I agree.
It's something that will change the way that we do everything, as it already has. The fact that you can watch us right now on the internet when we're here in person right now, you know? Technology is moving quickly and fast. It's something that's going to disrupt, I think, every part of our lives, in good ways and possibly in bad ways. I'm personally not afraid. I'm very excited, but for some people, take my dad. My dad's a truck driver, and USPS is now working out automated trucks to deliver their mail. I just saw a video of a plan to use a machine with a self-driving car to step out and put a box on your door, like just a robot that comes out folded from a van and drops the box. There goes the postman.
Fascinating.
There goes the guy driving a truck. But it's removing jobs that I think that people wouldn't necessarily want to do anyway, right? Who wants to sort through all of the trash when you could have a robot do it for you? It opens us up for more meaningful and important work, things that are specifically important to you, things that you normally couldn't do because you'd have to focus on laying the bricks. Instead, you can perform a beautiful task on the wall, right? Make something that looks good to the eyes rather than just a straight line.
And do you think that the quantity of jobs that will be taken over by robots and AI will be replaced with higher level positions?
I hope so. I hope that you end up with more meaningful jobs, right? I hope so. I kind of lost my train of thought there, but
Well, it's very, very complicated stuff. And there is a lot of uncertainty, but overall, I think the outlook is very positive.
right, yeah. You definitely are going to have small, like lower level jobs replaced with people that instead work on the robot or work next to the robot. I've heard of the idea that you make the job less tedious. You can instead, the man running the giant lifter has a much more interesting job than the guy that's just picking up boxes and moving it from one spot to another. You're actually using your brain a little bit more.
Right. And my final question for today is, what are your future thoughts for yourself? What do you plan to do?
What do I plan to do? I'm not really sure. And I guess, does anybody really know? I'm focusing on my education. I'm trying hard to get a bachelor's degree. I think after that, work on a master's. After that, probably go for a PhD. Maybe be a teacher. Maybe, hit it really big with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies so I don't have to worry about anything. I don't know. I'm working on a lot of things. I'm focusing on technology, really. And I think that's the way of the future. Maybe I don't need to know exactly where we're going to end up, because where are we going to be in 10 years? I don't
Very
really
true.
know, but hopefully it's somewhere good.
I agree. Thank you for coming to our weekly Biz Tech Talk. We have Jeremy Porter here today, and signing off, I'm Ben Bridges.
I'm Jeremy.
Thank you.